every day of the finest ingredients in health. Now I have a swell surprise. Our made fresh every day.
What's going on, y'all? This your boy Casey Phil, King Still for Life. Here to give you my honest review for Smackdown. I know some of y'all like, man, where your AEW NXT review? No NXT review. I will give you an AEW review right after this. NXT was not watchable this week. I watched it and I wasn't feeling nothing that they gave us. Nothing. I don't. Honestly, y'all, it's time for NXT to move to Tuesday nights. It really is. But I'll talk about that when I get to my AEW review. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's talk about SmackDown. How was SmackDown tonight? SmackDown was a pretty decent show. It seemed to be the only decent main roster show that they somewhat put forth an effort to present. Now, there was some things on the show I wasn't feeling, but for the most part, I got to give Vince and Bruce props. Paul Heyman as well, because I believe Paul Heyman has some input on what goes on, because a lot of his players that he was advocating for when he was in control of Raw, a lot of them is over here on SmackDown, and he's been working with all of them. So kudos to them. So let's go ahead and start the show. So before SmackDown kicked off, they showed a package of what went down last week. As we know, Adam Pearce was supposed to be facing Roman Reigns, and so tonight was supposed to be the contract signing. So the show starts off Roman Reigns backstage. Heyman is talking to him like, you know how an advocate is, standing over his shoulder, talking about how I'm going to handle this situation for you. Like I said, and Roman Reigns just sitting there like a dog on mob boss. I'm telling you, man, this is the best thing Roman Reigns has ever done. As long as I've been watching him in WWE, this is the best thing ever. So kudos to him, kudos to Roman, kudos to Paul Heyman. So after that, Jey Uso go out there, he cut a promo. He said, "Welcome to the Bloodline Show." Started talking about how Adam Pearce and not Kevin Owens is finna get beat down and all this crazy stuff. Just running his mouth. Then he said at the Royal, he announced his entry in the Royal Rumble, and he said that he gonna win the Royal Rumble, and he said that he gonna beat whether it's Drew McIntyre or Goldberg or whoever, and he gonna end up winning the Raw Championship, which is the WWE Championship, and him and Roman gonna be running the entire WWE period. That's basically what he said. So then Nakamura came out, so Nakamura got his old school music back. I see what they're doing. They trying to make it look like they're pushing Nakamura to the moon, and I think this is all to try to lure Jay White in. For people who don't know who Jay White is, Jay White is one of the faces over in New Japan Wrestling. Well, his contract just expired, and so WWE is doing everything in their power to lure him over to the WWE. So they're trying to make his former New Japan brother Nakamura look like they presented him in a positive light. But if Jay White's smart, he already know don't show up at the prison. That's all I got to say. So, y'all, let me tell you something. When don't Jey Uso have decent matches, whoever he be in the ring with? The problem is Jey Uso end up losing all the time. Nakamura gets the victory. You should have already knew that was going to happen. But it is what it is. Then he tells him this. He said, if his cousin is the big dog, it makes Jey Uso his little puppy. So then, they keep it going. Nakamura wins the match. So then we cut to the back. Now we got Cesaro. He gets in the ring as he celebrates with Nakamura. That's it. We in the back. Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce are talking. Now let me tell y'all something. Now they've been kind of making Sonya Deville look like she might be possibly the general manager. Now we all know Sonya Deville is on the other page, and now when people don't know what I mean by other page, look it up. Sonya Deville. Now don't get me wrong. She's still beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but she just don't like us. If you get my drift. But anyway, she mentions his match against Roman Reigns, comes out, Heyman shakes Sonya's hand, gives him the contract. Heyman says it's an opportunity of a lifetime, and Pierce opens the contract. Heyman says not only does he get to main event the Royal Rumble, but he gets the chance to go up against Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. But the rules and stipulations are tilted in Pierce's favor because this will be a contest under no disqualification rules. Pierce says this is a part of the sales pitch where he tells him it's all for his benefit. He says it's ridiculous, but he will sign it and give the contract back to him. So then next thing you know, in the back, Jey Uso, he calls General Charles Robinson because obviously in the match he was trying to cheat. And Charles Robinson didn't count the pin because he was finna pin Nakamura, but he didn't count him. He pretty much told him, he said, "Hey man," he said, "you're not gonna like this." He said, "Roman ain't gonna like this, Uso." He said, "You just recently did your daughter just recently get married or something like that?" He said, "Bro, you ain't trying to get fired, did you? You ain't trying to lose your job." So then we see a clip of Bobby Roode and Ziggler winning the WWE Tag Team titles off of the Street Profits. Kayla's backstage with the Street Profits. The Street Profits back there cutting a promo. On the promo, man, let me tell y'all something. I told y'all I do not like the shucking and jiving gimmick of the Street Profits. I don't. I would never be a fan of shucking and jiving. They talked about they want to smoke. Talk about it's not going. They're gonna run it back, and it's not gonna be a rerun. They're gonna get their titles back. Just how it is. Typical Street Profits gimmick. So next thing you know, we in the back. Roman Reigns is in the back, chilling in his office with none other than Apollo Crews. Remember what I said? Apollo Crews was one of Paul Heyman's guys that he was preparing to push when they was on Raw. Well, now, since they pushing Apollo as the heel, he was chilling up in Roman Reigns' room. So this tells me that somewhere down the line, whenever they get the opportunity to do it, Apollo will become your next Intercontinental Champion. But they're pushing him as a heel now. So obviously Apollo's finna have character. Now, Apollo can wrestle. I never said that man can wrestle at all. The man can wrestle. It's always about chemistry, chemistry and charisma, because that's how you get over. So now the fact that he finna start rolling with Roman now, this tells me all I need to know. Big E is about to be in the WWE Universal title picture, just not right now. Because if that man who's already dealing with that man is now hanging out with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns, and also too, this is also due to Paul Heyman talking to Apollo Crews on Talking Smack, pretty much telling him that you're not a loser, but you should be sitting here right now as the Intercontinental Champion, not that fool Big E. Pretty much, and he was just sitting there taking it in, like, you know what, man, you right. That clown Big E should not be the Intercontinental Champion right now. I should. So next thing you know, we get to the women's. Now this segment, y'all, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like this segment was just put together just to be put together. Yeah, Natalia Tamina versus Liv Morgan with Ruby Riott and Billie Kay. Now I don't know what they're doing with Billie Kay. I don't know if she's supposed to be their manager or their partner. I don't know, y'all. It's just, I don't know. It's not working, man. It is what it is. But with her causing the distraction, Natalia gets the roll up on Liv Morgan. So there you go. So now we move on to Rey Mysterio with Dominic versus Baron Corbin. Now there's some kind of dialogue that's taking place right here. They decided to throw Dominic on commentary, talking about how he finds it to be great to be on his father's side and he's in the business and he's liking everything that's going on, but he doesn't like Baron Corbin. And so Ray and Baron Corbin out there, Baron Corbin is basically taunting him, talking about, hey, You want to make your father lose the match? Come on, hit me and all this stuff. Just just taunting him, causing all kind of crazy stuff. Then he got up like he was trying to do something. He ain't do nothing right. So then, like I said, as the match is going on, he gets in, he gets caught up in the situation, he gets involved, and it costs Ray the match. Ray and everything, and he ain't got whacked too. So I don't know where they're going with this. Baron Corbin wins the match. I don't know if they finna turn Dominic heel. I don't know where we're going with this. Don't know. But I guess we just need to stay tuned, I guess. But Baron Corbin gets the win. So in the backstage, Dominic and Ray is talking. He's telling him like, man, Joe, you gotta let me handle my business, man. Listen, I know you out here, you're in my corner, but you gotta let me handle my business, man. And he's like, dude, listen, you know this dude. Listen, y'all been watching you take giants all your life. You've been facing giants all your life. You know dang well, man, I'm right here for you. I can come to your rescue. He said, no, son, you need to watch me. Let me handle my business. Now, y'all, let's go ahead and let's basically tell the bold-faced truth about this segment right here. I love Bayley. I love Bianca. I'm glad that they putting these two together because it's a reason why these two are together. But let's be honest with y'all. Ding Dong Hello is nothing more than a ripoff of the waiting room with Britt Baker and Reba off on AEW. Come on now. That was a straight ripoff. Come on, y'all. Y'all know if you watch AEW, you know this is exactly where that segment came from, and especially they do it on AEW Dark. I told you I don't watch Dark like that, but they actually had this segment on New Year's Bash, episode 2 or part 2 on this past Wednesday night. This was the same exact thing. You had a door. She came through the door. It's ring the doorbell. It's the same thing. So, make a long story short, Bayley was out there. She said, "My first guest, Bianca." So she basically was out there talking about all these accolades that she ain't done, that she ain't did this, and she ain't done that, that she basically better than she is. So as she was talking about it, she was showing matches every time they faced each other. Bayley always won, so kind of trying to tick her off and everything. And so then Bayley basically challenged her to a obstacles match to see who's the best athlete. So they're gonna be doing a handstand, a bunch of obstacles moving in, and also too, Bayley said that she gonna win the Royal Rumble. So that tell me right there, Bayley's not winning the Royal Rumble. So the match that I want, it's not gonna happen. I wanted to get Sasha versus Bayley one more time before we go into Bianca, but it seems like Bianca is about to win the Royal Rumble. That's just what it seems like. I don't want it right now because I don't want to see my girl take a L right now. Neither one. I didn't want to see Sasha or Bianca lose. Both of them don't need to be losing at no WrestleMania. I'm just trying to tell you that right now. That's where we seem like we're heading. That's what I'm just telling you. So next in the back, Daniel Bryan and Otis was back there working out with Chad Gable. Next thing you know, Cesaro just walked up out the woodwork. Kayla was trying to talk to him, and so they ended up challenging one another into a match. Because Danny Brown was talking about, he said it felt good to actually lose to a guy who actually who actually won the Royal Rumble. He said, I felt honored to lose to him and everything. And then Cesaro said, oh yeah, I guess it'll be an honor if you lose to me too. So like I said, they challenged him. They had a decent match. Danny Bryan, listen, man, it don't matter who Danny Bryan get in the ring with. You know the match is gonna be good. And then Cesaro's an excellent wrestler. These two, they tear the house down. They get in the ring, they do what they need to do. Cesaro wins the match. So this is telling me more and more. Daniel Bryan is definitely the one to win the Royal Rumble unless Vince throws a retarded monkey wrench up in there. I'm going with Daniel Bryan to win the Royal Rumble unless Vince decides to throw a stupid monkey wrench in there. That's all I got to say. So backstage, Kayla was talking with Carmella and her, I call him Virgil 2.0. I don't even know his name. He just got the dreadlocks. He's Virgil 2.0. Anybody who remember Virgil, he used to be the right-hand servant to Mr. Moneyman, Ted DiBiase Sr. This is basically Virgil 2.0. Kamala was talking about how Sasha doesn't want to understand the truth. She doesn't want to receive the truth. I'm better than her. I could beat her. Last time we was in the ring, I pinned her. and she doesn't want to face me for her title and all this crazy stuff. So then next thing you know, as she's talking, Sasha just walked up and said, "Hey, tell your little stooge pigeon that if she wants the title match, she can have it. But I gotta face you." So obviously she challenged the dreadlocks guy, and then she ended up knocking out Carmella. So y'all, let me tell y'all something, man. I told you, I said it before. I said anytime the people that look like me get the titles, the reigns always be garbage. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. They don't be interesting. You don't care nothing about it. You just say, okay, I don't care nothing about her versus Carmella. I seen it. I seen the first one. I don't need to see it again. It's just pointless to me, man. It really is. It's like, here we go again. That's what I get. But this girl, she loves Vince. She be online talking about thank you, Vince, and thank you, Vince, and thank you, Vince. But yeah, you're thanking the clown who does not give a rat's behind about you. Because if he did, you wouldn't be in no garbage feud with Carmella. That's all I gotta say. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, I'm just trying. I'm keeping it. But I told you, when we get the titles, it seems like reigns always be garbage. It's fact. I'm not finna sit up here and sugarcoat nothing. We get the titles and our reigns be trash. Sasha's reign has been abysmal. It's been trash. Just keeping it up. And you know I love Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks is my girl. Sasha Banks to me is the best female wrestler in WWE right now, outside of Bayley. I told you them two is like the 1-2 punch. But her title reign has been trash, man. It's been trash. And it's unfortunate, but like I say, she keep thinking Vince, and because every time she think Vince, she think that's great, you know. So it is what it is, man. So Apollo Crews, I guess, challenged Sami Zayn. He said he's gonna go out there, he's gonna beat Sami Zayn. Meanwhile, Big E was sitting out there on the couch with a Ghostbusters hood, sweater on. Sid Dump sounding extremely goofy. I don't even know what the clown fool was saying. He was just saying stupid stuff. That's to tell you the truth. He was sitting out there on commentary sounding goofy. Biggie, Apollo Crews and Sami Zayn was going at it. They really didn't say what this match was for. They was just out there fighting. I don't know if this match was the #1 contendership match. They didn't say nothing about that, so I'm not sure, but they was out there. They basically tearing each other up, basically trying to beat the brakes off each other in front of Big E. And one thing I do remember what Big E had said, he had told he told Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn called him his brother. He said, "You're not my brother. You're not my brother. Just I don't know, just random to say." So both of them trying to pin each other, but Apollo Crews basically rolled him up, and he was holding his tights. So Apollo Crews gets the victory over him. So we don't know what that means, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So then you had Big E and Apollo Crews arguing with each other, just arguing back and forth. So then we cut to Adam Pearce walking out backstage with the contract. So now here we go. We got Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Paul Heyman making their way out to the ring for the contract signing with Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce comes out. And so as they all standing out there, Adam Pearce looked like he finna sign it. But whose music hits? Kevin Owens' music comes out the woodwork. And Adam Pearce said, "Oh, by the way, I'm not wrestling you, Roman. He is." Kevin Owens signs the contract, and we getting Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns Part 3 at the Royal Rumble. This is great. I'm glad they went that route. Who the heck wanted to see Roman Reigns versus Adam Pearce? I didn't. So we get in the conclusion. We know Kevin Owens is not winning, but I believe this match is going to be good because the first two matches was decent, and it made both men look great. The name of the game is to get the babyface over even if he's not going to win. And that is what Roman Reigns has been doing. He's been making Kevin Owens look like a serious baby face. So when the time comes down the line, Vince and them has no choice but to put the WWE Universal Championship on Kevin Owens. So basically that's it. That's SmackDown for you. Like I said, overall it was a decent show. I did not like the women's match. I didn't like that segment. Um, didn't care too much for like what the Street Profits talk about because they talk about they're gonna get them tag team titles back off of Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, but you know that ain't true. But overall, man, it is what it is, man. Like I said, I try to keep it fair because y'all know I'm not really too big on the WWE. You know, I can't stand Vince McMahon, but when he presents something decent, I'm gonna give him props. And tonight's SmackDown was a decent show. It was very decent. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'm finna drop and do my AEW review, which I was supposed to do Wednesday night, but Just got tired. So anyway, man, holla at your boy.